This is the plaintiff Gregory Christensen. He says he bought a Wave Runner watercraft from the defendant, and the guy still hasn't provided him with the proper paperwork so he can get it properly registered. Now he's got a Wave Runner sitting in his front yard. He can't use it and he can't sell it. The defendant's ignoring him, but he can't run on the long arm of the law, so he's dragging him into court to get back the $350 he gave him for the useless thing. This is the defendant, Rick Brown. He says this is all a big excuse because the plaintiff doesn't want to put the required work into the watercraft to get it seaworthy. Bottom line, he gave him all the proper paperwork, and this is nothing more than buyer's remorse, so he owes the guy zilch. He's accused of rocking the boat.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff bought a Wave Runner from the defendant, but can't get it registered. The defendant says the plaintiff is just lazy and doesn't want to do the hard work to own a watercraft. It's the case of, I can only wave to my runner.
Thank you, Douglas. Gregory Christensen, you are suing Rick Brown for $350 that you want returned to you, the cost of a Wave Runner, because he failed to supply proper paperwork for you to title it. Tell me what's going on.
I met with him, purchased the Wave Runner.
How did you find out about the sale of the Wave Runner?
Craigslist.
Okay. Craigslist makes the world go round. Keeps us in business. Go ahead. There's a lot of good things, too. I'm just saying we just...
Right. So I met up with him at his house, looked at the Wave Runner. We came to an agreement. I purchased it.
He showed how much?
$350.
Okay.
I showed him the... what was required to register it in the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
He showed me the paperwork that he had required by motor vehicle, and I said, well, that's not going to work.
And what paperwork did he have?
I have a copy of it right here. And the paperwork that he has is from the person that he bought the Wave Runner from.
Okay, so the paperwork he had was from a person named Stephen,
right,
who you bought it from?
Yes.
So this is actually the bill of sale from your purchase of it. Okay. All right, and you told him that's not going to be enough because it's jumping title. It's not in your name.
Exactly.
The bill of sale is in your name.
Right.
And so we're going to have to get this gentleman, the person you bought it from, to do other paperwork. Whatever. So you tell him that because you spot the problem, right? Mm-hmm. And he says what?
He said that he would be more than happy to, to do whatever paperwork needs to be done.
And what needed to be done? Did you know on the spot what you needed done?
Uh-huh.
What did you tell him needed done?
I told him that he would have to go back to the person that he...
To this person.
Right.
And get a...
And he would have to get this form filled out.
Okay.
Which is required by the New Jersey Motor Vehicle.
Did you happen to have that form in your pocket? How did you tell him that?
I know how it works.
I know you know, but how did you tell him that day? Because you're finding all this out right in the spot where you're buying it. So did you happen to have one of these forms with you, or you told him where to get it?
You can get them.
Bill of sale for non-titled vehicle. So you told him what I'm going to need is a bill of sale for non-titled vehicle.
And what's required in the state of New Jersey is it has to have the VIN number of the watercraft, the date of sale.
Yeah, a lot more information than this thing had.
Right.
And for it to be bill of sale from that guy to you, or that guy to him, or him to you.
Well,
that's kind of hairy too, because you're kind of lying in order to get it done to have
the way it should be done is it should be transferred to him and then transferred to me.
All right. And did you tell him all this before you gave him the money? Mm-hmm. Or after you gave him the money?
Well, when we did.
And what was he saying to you at that time?
He said that he would supply whatever I needed.
Who did you buy it from? Somebody you know, or somebody?
I got it off of Craigslist as well.
Okay, and then why did you buy it?
It was as is, it was cheap. And I went up, I looked at it. The guy didn't have a registration on it. He couldn't find it that day. So we went to a bank and he wrote up this paperwork and got it notarized. And I assumed that would be good enough for me.
So why did you sell it?
Because I had it sitting in the woods for 2 years and didn't feel like fixing it.
Okay.
I got a new Wave Runner in the meantime.
Okay.
So I decided to put it back on Craigslist to get rid of it. and posted it and sold it as is, the way I bought it.
Right. Let me ask you a question, though. Did he talk to you about the kind of forms he needed filled out and what he would need you to do and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was going away actually that week when I met with him. So the following week, he said he was going to go to motor vehicle, go down, find out exactly what we needed to do. And I said, okay, give me a call, whatever, you know, if I need to meet you down there and sign it over to you. And then however it has to get done, we'll take care of it that way.
Right.
Then
So
he
what
told
went
me
wrong?
that I needed to get in this guy's driver's license number. It's been a runaround. I can't get in touch with this guy.
Is it too dicey to buy stuff on Craigslist? Just especially expensive stuff.
It is, because you never know what kind of person is trying to sell to you. It could be a scam. It could be, you know.
Well, that's true, but then how do you protect yourself when you buy on Craigslist?
That's why you go and ask them. You can meet up someplace close and you see the product and what it is and see if it's good or
A
not.
lot of time you look at something and you think, oh, that's going to be really good, and it's not, because inside it's no good.
Yeah, but it's also the responsibility of the person to take their own risk. So it kind of depends on them if they're willing to take the risk or not.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
So, but he can't register it.
I don't know.
No,
Like
I know
said-
he can't.
Okay, I mean,
and
that's the
he
only
did
paper-
have, he didn't want it in order to be a paperweight in the woods like you did. He wanted
much.
to fix it and be able to run it. And in order to run it in the state of New Jersey, you have to register it, and you can't register it. So I'm a big fan of as is. And as is. And if he was complaining about the state of it, it'd be different. But what he's complaining about is it isn't a vehicle. It's not a, I don't know if you'd call this a vessel or a vehicle, but it's not, I can't use it. I can't use it because I can't register it. And it's not as though this is something he brought up weeks after he bought it. He brought it up that day that, look, we're going to have a problem with your paperwork. I'll buy it, but you got to straighten out the paperwork. Everybody knew there was a paperwork pending issue. And if you can't reach a guy, I understand, but I understand him too. I mean, you understand him too, right? This isn't I don't like how it looks, I don't like how it runs. This is oh my gosh, I told you this that day. You said don't worry, and as it turns out, we all have to worry. So I believe that was part of the deal. I'm gonna do the deal and order you to pay back his $350. Of course, the wave runner is his now, because that's what's happening.
Oh.
It's $350 back to the plaintiff, and it'll be your responsibility to get the wave runner. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Okay. Thank you.
Man, this defendant just cannot get rid of this thing, can you?
No.
It's coming back again.
Yeah, hey, I bought it and I thought that the notarized thing was the right way to purchase it. So that's the route I went.
All right, well, you learned otherwise from the judge. You're going to get the thing back, and you're going to do what now with it?
Probably make it a paperweight in the woods, like she said.
Is there any way you can get this paper?
I don't know.
That you
The kid was at college and he was supposed to come back and give me all the information and never got back to me. So
We won't see it on Craigslist again, right?
nah, maybe in a landfill somewhere.
All right, okay, right down this way. So he says he's going to junk it or just keep it. Are you satisfied how this comes out?
Oh yeah, definitely satisfied.
You think you think there was any attempt on his part just to foist this on you, or is you
No.
take him at his word that it's an honest mistake?
It could be an honest mistake. I just think he, couldn't get the paperwork.
Yeah. Okay, Harvey.
Okay, when you make a deal with somebody, there has to be common sense about the deal, that the person needs to get the value of what they bought. And if you can't get the value of what you bought, then the judge can undo the deal. That's what happens when you can't register a vehicle or a watercraft. If you can't use it, the deal is frustrating.